everyone. Today I'll be discussing parallel lines cut by a transversal. Two lines are parallel if they lie on the same plane and will not meet. A line that cuts two lines is called transversal. In this figure, line M and line N are parallel, while the line T is the transversal. A transversal, like line T, that cuts two lines defines 8 angles. Angles 3, 4, 5, and 6 are called interior angles since they are inside the region between line M and line N. Angles 1, 2, 7, and 8 are called exterior angles since they are outside the region between line M and line N. Angles 3 and 6 are called alternate interior angles since they are non-adjacent interior angles. Angles 4 and 5 are also called alternate interior angles. Angles 1 and 8 and also 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles since they are non-adjacent exterior angles on opposite sides of transversal line T. Angles 1 and 5 are corresponding angles since they have corresponding positions on the same side of the transversal. Other pairs of corresponding angles are 2 and 6, 3 and 7, and 4 and 8. Angles 3 and 4 are called same-side interior angles since they are two interior angles on same side of a transversal. Angle 5 and 6 are also called same-side interior angles. Angles 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 5 and 8, and 6 and 7 are called vertical angles. So vertical angles are two non-adjacent angles formed by a pair of intersecting lines. When a pair of parallel lines is cut by a transversal, among the angles formed, number 1, the corresponding angles are always equal. Number 2, the vertical angles are also equal. Number 3, the alternate interior or exterior angles are also equal. Lastly, the interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. In this figure, angles 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 5 and 8, and 6 and 7 are vertical angles and are congruent. Angles 1 and 7, 3 and 5, 2 and 6, and 4 and 8 are corresponding angles and are congruent. Angles 3 and 6 and angles 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles and are congruent. Angles 1 and 8 and angles 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles and are congruent. Angles 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 are same side interior angles and are supplementary. In this figure, angles 1 and 3, 4 and 2, 6 and 8, and 5 and 7 are vertical angles and are congruent. Angles 8 and 4, 5 and 1, 7 and 3, and 6 and 2 are corresponding angles and are congruent. Angles 4 and 6 and angles 5 and 3 are alternate interior angles and are congruent. Angles 8 and 2 and angles 1 and 7 are alternate exterior angles and are congruent. Angles 4 and 5 and angles 3 and 6 are same side interior angles and are supplementary.